Lawhawks, it is the end of a short week, and today is Squirrel Appreciation Day.
That's right, and why exactly is National Squirrel Appreciation Day so popular? Maybe it's because squirrels are adorable and extremely fun to watch. Maybe it's the many hats they wear. Not real hats. Please don't put hats on squirrels. What I mean is they play a variety of roles, like acrobat, bandit, gardener, trickster, and much more.
That's the truth. We here at WTV set out to discover why these creatures are worthy of their own day. And after you hear the facts we found, you may just appreciate squirrels a little more. And of course, we'll give you the announcements too.
Did you know that squirrels can find food buried under a foot of snow?
I had no idea, but I do know that you can find about crew for VPA by checking your school email. A 8-day hybrid crew meets this Friday. Here's a fun squirrel fact. Squirrels lose 25% of their buried food to thieves, and that's just from members of their own species.
It's tough to be a squirrel and lose your stuff. It's also tough to be a middle school student and lose your stuff. Please check the Lost and Found by the guidance for anything you may have lost. There's a very cute teal polka dotted code that needs claiming.
So what can a squirrel do to prevent food theft?
I'm glad you asked because the answer is fascinating. They sometimes pretend to bury food in order to psych out their competition.
Those squirrels really want to win a prize. And speaking of prizes, the following Lawhawks have won a prize for showing their wash values. Here are the week's value drawing winners.
Trayvon Imbus Williams,
Millie Icamp,
Noel Helkena,
Seattle Bontemps,
Vixen Levi,
Cecilia Freiberger.
Good job. Now more about squirrels. Squirrels don't always dig up all the nuts they bury, resulting in lots of new trees.
And some of those trees are made into incredible books. And speaking of books, here is part 2 of Highlights with Hannon. Before we get to that, Mrs. Hannon would like to remind you that the books from Highlights with Hannon and many more are put in Destiny collections. Put them on hold.
Happy New Year! So for book talks, I thought I would do something a little different and fresh year. I'm going to show you about books that are either streaming somewhere like Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or Peacock as a movie or a series. This is called Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. If you are familiar with Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, same author. And this book has been turned into a series called Dash and Lily. I think there's just so far one season of it, but it's based on this book. So we have 2 copies of this book in the library. Put it on hold. Okay, this is a really popular book in our library, The Babysitter's Club. And this is now a series on Netflix. So if you love these books, you should try to check that out. Here's an old, a classic book, Anne of Green Gables. And this has been turned into series multiple places. I know PBS has a series about Anne of Green Gables. I know Netflix, I'm pretty positive it's on Netflix. It's called Anne with an E. It's based on Anne of Green Gables. It's darker than this book is going to be. But if you like that kind of story that's set in a way far back, like think about pioneers and westward expansion, like that kind of type of story, then you would like this book, and you would also probably like that show. Okay, these I'm really excited about, these next few. These are not out yet, so I know none of you have seen them because you can't watch them yet. So this is coming to Disney Plus this year, 2021, and it's the series, it's The Mysterious Benedict Society. I think there are 4, maybe 5 books in this series. It's about these kids with extraordinary talents. They each have a unique talent, and they all end up at this school run by this person in this Benedict Society, and this mystery. They have to figure out like what's actually going on behind the scenes at this school. So I'm really excited about this series coming to Disney. Oh my gosh, you guys. Uglies. So this is I think it's a 4-book series in our library. It's about these kids who, when they turn, or the society, when you turn 16, you're given an operation. Everyone is considered ugly, and when you turn 16, you're forced to have this operation so that you're pretty. And then when you are pretty, it totally changes your lifestyle. And it's about this girl, Shay, who thinks she's fine. She doesn't want the operation, and she doesn't have a choice in it. So she rebels against this, and then she finds this whole other network of people who are like her. And then they unravel the sinister plot behind this being pretty. So this is going to be a movie eventually, I think, on Netflix, which I'm really excited about. So that's Ugly. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you updated on that one. The ever popular Percy Jackson is getting a new look, or a fresh take on it, I guess we could say. So it's going to be turned into a series on Disney Plus, and I think it's going to happen in 2021, but I know it's in the works. And so it has been a movie. You've probably watched it, but the author, Rick Riordan, is the man behind working with Disney now to make this into a series. And so it might be, I don't know, more true to what he had hoped the movies would be. Unsure, but look for that soon. Okay, last but not least, I'm super excited about what I know. So many of you love this book. I do too. It's going to be a series, 2021, and it's going to be on Peacock, which is free. So you don't need the Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu's subscription. You can watch this for free as long as you get the Peacock app. It's not out yet, though. So if you don't want it yet, don't get it. But stay tuned. It's supposed to happen in 2021. So I'm going to keep up to date on this one, or, I'm going to follow this and let you know when it's out. So hopefully you found something interesting there that you could, maybe you've already streamed something and now you want to read the book, or vice versa, you want to read the book first and then watch it. So I hope you find something you like and keep reading. Thanks, guys.
Because squirrels don't wear coats and hats and mittens, although I really wish they did, they have to keep warm during the winter. They do this by gaining weight. The extra pounds keeps them extra cozy in the frigid temperatures.
We, however, wear clothes, and speaking of attire, if you would like to purchase an Autism Awareness t-shirt, be sure to check your school email for directions. T-shirts are only $12.
You know what program squirrels would love? Leap, because they leap all the time.
They sure would. They sure would. And there are lots of activities coming up next month. Sign up outside the principal's office. There are opportunities like Gay Street Alliance, team baking, and homework help, among others. All are welcome.
Happy birthday this week to the following Rawhawks: Sophia Hackbarth on Thursday, Benny Mandrews and Mason Birch on Friday, on Saturday to Garrett Hesselman and Donovan Todd, and on Sunday to Peyton Decker, Sarai Hernandez, and Hayden Winfrey. If you see any of these squirrels today, wish them well, for squirrel's sake.
And now for our thought of the day. Millions of trees in the world are accidentally planted by squirrels who bury nuts and forget they hid them. Do good and forget. It will grow someday. Have a squirrely day, Wash.